Some developing news now about an FBI agent who's faced questions about his alleged role in the investigation into Hunter Biden's business dealings, with a senior law enforcement official confirming to NBC News that agent has resigned. NBC's Tom Winter is all over this one for us. And Tom, there's been a lot of talk about this agent, but some important context here that I know you're going to want to lay out for us. So explain this all.
Right, exactly. So this person's name and information about him first came up in late May 31st, when this letter was sent to the FBI and to the Attorney General. And it was sent from Senator Chuck Grassley. And it raised some questions about this agent, Thomas Thibault, and some of the Timothy Thibault, excuse me, who's until he retired anyway, an assistant special agent in charge of the Washington field office. Now, that maybe sounds like a bit of a higher position in that office than it is. No disrespect to people that have obtained that title in that position, but it is not somebody who necessarily runs that office day to day, may not even run certain parts of major divisions of that, criminal or counterintelligence, for example. So when we look at this person, they came to, as I said, a focus because of this letter, which alleged that he made a number of improper social media posts, specifically that he liked a LinkedIn post about a Washington Post opinion article about Bill Barr and his treatment of the Roger Stone case, raising questions about the former Attorney General's treatment of that case, that he liked a story about the Michael Flynn case, which Grassley saw is partisan against Flynn, that he liked another Washington Post opinion piece that said that William Barr had gone rogue, and that he made comments in regards to Donald Trump on his Twitter page and retweeted a Lincoln Project tweet that said Donald Trump is psychologically broken, embittered, and a deeply unhappy man. This came up at a recent congressional testimony by the FBI director, Christopher Wray, when he was asked about these tweets. He called them troubling. He seemed to indicate that obviously FBI special agents should check their politics at the door when it comes to their investigations, and certainly not leave some sort of an outward presence that may call into question their ability to be unbiased and fair-minded as they conduct their investigations. A couple of things here as it relates to Hunter Biden, the reason why you said what you did, Hallie. There's been additional information that Grassley and his committee says that they've received, that this agent at some point tried to stop an inquiry into Hunter Biden, specifically the contents of his laptop. And the timing here is critical. That this whole thing came up towards the end of October, leading up to the election back in 2020. And so the question is, was an investigation, potential investigation into Hunter Biden improperly stopped by Thibault's actions? A couple of things to keep in mind there. Number one, the investigation into Hunter Biden and his laptop was being led by the FBI field office in Baltimore, not Washington. Two, the investigation is primarily focused on tax issues at this point. So there's a heavy IRS criminal division focus there. Those investigators are heavily involved in that and have been for some time. So it's unclear to me how this individual could have specifically thwarted an investigation. Number three, as you well remember, there were no overt steps taken in that investigation in the lead up to the election. Same with the Rudy Giuliani investigation. Any sort of overt steps that were taken in those investigations happened after the election. Hunter Biden, about mid-December, if memory serves correctly, some subpoenas went out. And of course, we had the Rudy Giuliani search warrant in April of 2021. So that's kind of the backstory. There was really no investigative activity that would have been happening then. And if there wasn't a threat to a life or somebody else's life, it's unlikely that any case would have been open into the son of a presidential candidate at that time. Number four, and it seems like I'm picking on ASACs this morning, and I'm really not, but the fact that an ASAC would have the ultimate determinative ruling on an investigation into the son of a presidential candidate will probably make a lot of folks at FBI field offices chuckle if they see this statement. So it's typically something that goes to higher ups, and as I said, didn't even involve the Washington field office. This was being handled by the Baltimore field office, who continues to investigate alongside the IRS.
Tom Winter with the news and the context. Thank you, Tom. As always, good to see you. Appreciate it.
Got it.